Hey there, guys. Jeremy here with Consciousness Awake. How are you guys doing? Sending you tons of positive energy. Hope everyone's having a nice day. In today's video, I have Eddie from 432 Universal Truth. His link for his channel is down below in the description box. Um, and Me and Eddie have been talking through email and phone, and we've been talking a lot about entity clusters and astral parasites, and I know that you guys go out of body and you're trying to have like a lot of positive experiences and do that, and believe me, I've had a lot of positive experiences too while out of body, and Eddie's had a lot of positive experiences also while out of body, but there is a negative side. There are other things going on, and I'm not afraid to talk about them. Eddie's not afraid to talk about them. I think it's important that people do discuss all the different facets, the goods and the bads of what's actually going on in the non-physical, in the etherics and astral planes, et cetera, et cetera. So in today's video, we have Eddie showed me a really interesting photo that he took a few years ago. I think it was 2016. I'm going to show you guys this. I'm going to put the photo up on the camera here. And then Eddie will start to describe how he took the photo and his experiences with entity clusters. So I'll let you talk, Eddie. And again, thanks for coming on and doing a video with me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Glad to be here.
So let me take the picture and put this right in front of the camera. And I'm looking at my computer, and it looks like it's centered right on there.
Yeah. So on the other side of my shoulder, right there, is like that's like that ball. That's one of these entity cluster hives that like they attach to you. They're like a type of parasite. What's on my head actually was a magnet, because I started realizing through my third eye being open that like these that magnets could like interact with these, because I was seeing these all myself originally, and I just wanted to try to like make them visible, to try to explain, to show people what was going on. But I noticed the magnets would kind of pull them out of me. They were really powerful North and South Pole magnets. But these entity clusters, I mean, they're just like, there could be thousands of them in like one little thing, and they attach with these umbilical cords to your auric field. And yeah, they just like, they can suck energy out of you. They really like to come in through like, see, if you're smoking cigarettes, even eating kind of like preservative foods, if you're doing like drugs and stuff like that too, you're more than likely guaranteed to have these attached to you. I just wanted to bring awareness of what they are. You always hear people talk about how like how entities are taking our energy and stuff like that, but people don't ever really get to see how. I've seen it firsthand, but through these pictures now, I'm able to show a little bit exactly what they do. So like, it's just that like the drugs and everything, I mean, you got these attached to you like that, like big time. And like their thoughts will mix with you and then start like giving you ideas and stuff like that. But they come in all different sizes. That's just one that we can use to like, see from a size scale that we can relate to. But there's ones that are super big, and then there's ones that are really small too. They attach to phones too. Like they attach to phones and televisions. I mean, and if you're watching porn, they're really extracting energy out of you through these things. They'll attach to the other side of the phone with an umbilical cord, and then like they make an energetic connection from your mind to the phone, and then they can start siphoning in energy, different thoughts, taking stuff out from you. It's kind of like them umbilical cords that they attach are kind of like almost like a UV cable, where they can just start flushing energy through right away. Like that picture wasn't the highest quality. I have a interview next or this Sunday with the lady Anne-Marie Uber on Truth Meter, and she's going to be able to put the pictures up really clear. So if anybody wants to check it out on there, they can see them more better. But yeah, they have larger ones too that attach to like certain at like churches and stuff. I noticed this from like a long time ago at churches. They have them there like at these places. And they have like just massive ones like attached to like, to the whole crowd. And then when people are worshiping their deity, they flush all their energy into it. They actually have them at sporting events too. So it's just something to be aware of. You know what I mean? If you're doing drugs or drinking or smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, you got stuff like this attached to you most definitely. So
yeah, we were talking about that particular experience that I had with the astral spider, which had those like tentacles coming out of it. And that's something that I confronted while I was in an out-of-body state and looking at a bathroom mirror, and then seeing this really huge, dark, grayish, blackish, kind of reddish, what they would call astral spiders. But one of these parasites that you're describing, but it was just a large one, like, so like you said, there's like little small ones, and they're all in different sizes. How I got rid of mine was I was just acknowledging that I could see it, So it's almost like I looked in that mirror and I looked behind me in my blind spot and just stared at it. And all I said in the mirror was, now this is when I'm out of my body, is I can see you. And I knew there was something messing with me for like maybe a week or so before that experience. But I was like, I can see you in the mirror. And then I literally watched it just kind of disintegrate, so to speak, or just vanish. And then when I got back to my body, everything was just quiet and peaceful. There was no bad, like low vibrational frequency in the room or anything like that. So I've had a few personal experiences with these with these types of entities. Now, but you're talking more like there's like a hive, there's like a cluster of entities. And so if you can describe how that hive operates, that'd be really great.
Well, they are kind of like inside that hive can actually be whole reality systems. Like when you go in, see, the size is irrelevant, just like on like a PlayStation, right? It will be like that big. But when inside the PlayStation on the screen can be you can have a whole city or even go through a whole country on a video game, depending on what game you're playing. And them hives, they're like little virtual reality systems inside of there. And they extract data with inside of them that they can either transport to other things and make other reality systems, or they can use data to create their own reality systems inside of them. But yeah, so I mean, like, ways that you can disturb these things is by not like taking in preservatives and chemicals and certain stuff like that. Because when you're taking in that kind of stuff, it makes your frequency so much more easy for them to attach to you. So if you're eating like an all-natural diet, you make sure you get in the sun. And if you have any of them attached to you too, or you think you might, really cold showers can disturb them attaching to you and stuff like that too. And just like crystals, having crystals around and they don't like them powerful magnets. Something about them like throws them off. That's how I was so able to get one of them in that picture. But
So moldavite, a moldavite crystal would be really awesome to have on you.
Yeah, I don't have any. I haven't got any moldavite yet, but yeah, I heard they work good. I try all different ones. I have a peacock crystal with me now and a rainbow and a rose quartz.
Here, I want to show you guys the photo again, and I just want to point something out here. So let me get the photo back in the camera. So when Eddie first showed me this photo he took, yes, I noticed the kind of the brownish, kind of that parasite looking entity, kind of right over your shoulder there. It's pretty obvious. But what I also noticed, which was intriguing to me, was just all the different entities. Now, again, I'm sorry, guys, I'm not really editing videos yet, so I'm just doing it this way at this time. But in this picture, I don't know if you can see it on my on the screen there, guys, but there's like faces and entities and beings just all around him.
Because what's happening there is that's a medium-sized one that's on my shoulder. But the ones that are around me, that whole other group, if you zoomed out further, you would see that that's another entity cluster ball, but a larger one. They come in many different sizes.
That's what I'm talking about. So like, I see there's, I literally see like maybe 100, 200, 300, hundreds of entities literally all around this area, kind of like a wall of entities or like a sphere of entities.
Yeah, they travel in packs a lot of times.
Yeah, and so I've seen that before too. You know, I used to, I had a friend who was an artist when I was real young. I was a teenager, and this person was a little older, like in his 30s or 40s at that time, and he used to do paintings, pencil sketch and acrylic and all kinds of things. But what he would do is, see, he used to see these entity clusters, and so what he would do is he'd do a painting, like a landscape painting, but then he would put those entities, you know, in the painting. Right, like, but he would, but secretly though, it was like a, how would you say,
Camouflage.
yeah, came, yeah, sort of like that. But he wasn't intending for people to see them. Okay, he was just trying to, because he didn't want people to think he was crazy, right? You know, for doing something like that. So, but I saw the entities. I saw his painting, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is interesting." Well, this is more than just a naturistic painting. I see you got some dragon beings in there and some reptilian looking
I think
people.
other artists have done that too, because
Yeah,
I've noticed that in other pictures, and it's just, yeah. So I think
it's
other people
it's the
do that too a lot.
it's the third eye. It's the third eye. So like when your third eye is at least even awakened to a certain level, it is, your third eye doesn't have to be completely open. It just has to be a little more aware, and then all of a sudden you start noticing these things. And like you said, it's certain artists' paintings whose their third eyes are open, and they're putting things in their art, subliminal, like subliminal messaging in a way, kind of in a way, but they're subliminally putting what they're actually seeing in their artwork. And then some people can see that through their third eye, and some people don't, and they just see a naturistic painting or a painting of whatever it may be. But
Before we end, I at least want to try to explain how they can close these, because when they
yes,
get attached to your technology, they open up a vortex, and you can close these. Because there's been techniques that have been shown, and I see this with my third eye open all the time. But you can, if you have your third eye open, or you can remote view, you can test this yourself, and you make a counterclockwise circle on your device, on any device, because devices are black mirrors, and then, or regular mirrors, the TVs. You should go up to them in a counterclockwise thing. If you rub your hands together real good first to get the friction going, and then maybe even hold a crystal while you do it, get your hands real hot, and I'll get electromagnetic energy going, and then circle, a counterclockwise circle, like a couple times, and then you push it and hold it, and then you hold it for a couple seconds and then release it. And what'll happen is that same hive that was attached to my shoulder, they have them attached to your phone. But after you do that technique, it'll break away. You'll see it, and it releases. The more energy you have, the more effective it'll be. If you're on a deep no-fap streak and you're eating right, you'll have more power with it. If you're watching porn and releasing all the time, you're not going to have much power on the astral plane. I think, like we talked about before, how like humans, we create these holographic projections on the astral plane when we think. So anybody that has their third eye open can start noticing that too. When you start imagining things, you'll start seeing it on the astral plane start to play out. And then you can actually start affecting these entities if you know they're there. But if you have more energy, you can have more power. You can almost make them disappear sometimes. They're still going to try to regroup and try to come at you. But once they see that you're putting up a fight, you're going to be, you know what I mean? They're going to back off a little bit. And then I don't want to put fear into people, but I just want to try to give you some like inspiration to show you maybe why you should start eating healthy, why you should not smoke cigarettes. Because it's not just like, some people are like, oh, what's the point? Fuck it, I'm going to do what I want. But I'm telling you, these things are attaching to you and they're draining lots of energy out of you. And it's not just going to affect you in this reality system. It's going to affect you when you try to cross over and go into other reality systems and stuff like that. So it's just important to know these kind of things. And they do not want this information coming out right now. But, it just benefits you to know this.
Yeah, I mean, like we talked about, before with our other conversations, people are trying to work so hard at getting out of the matrix, You know, they want to get out of the matrix. And this is just like a good example or a good discussion to one way of doing it. We also talked about earlier, Eddie was talking about aligning the chakras, and how when you align your chakras, then your spiritual energy can really flow naturally.
Or aligning the energetic bodies more.
Yeah.
Aligning all your energetic bodies, because they take our bodies and they separate them. Like how Jeremy mentioned earlier, sometimes when he goes to project into certain layers, they're not even available. And this is because they're taking our bodies sometimes, and from what I've seen in my experiences, they're taking our energetic bodies and they take them down these portals, and then they take them to where these sacred geometry shapes that spin. And then because the sacred geometry shapes that spin put off a certain frequency. And then when they plug the astral bodies into it, it tunes one of your etheric or astral layers to a certain frequency, and it connects through the chakras, and it can affect you on this level. That's why sometimes people will have real high energy one day, they're feeling good a couple of days, and all of a sudden you get hit like a freight train. That's because you put off an energy too high, and they knew, and their radar went off, and they came in, removed one of your astral bodies, and then tuned you to match their frequency of their reality system that they wanted to. Yeah. So, I mean, these are things.
That's a whole, we can dive further into that, and that's a whole other topic within itself, basically.
Yeah, definitely.
But my point was being that these entity clusters kind of can affect your bodies the same way.
Exactly.
Affecting it the same way. So there's a connection there.
Many things happening, and as more of our awareness starts to increase, we'll start noticing these things more and more. And people will get to the point where they don't even have to be told. Like, everybody's going to start hopefully seeing this for what it is, and then we can start making better decisions to keep our bodies and energies more aligned and more tuned. And that's going to help us be able to navigate these other reality systems better and not be so manipulated and used as energy sources.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a very, very productive and actually, even though we're talking about some negative aspects of the non-physical, it's still a positive video. You know, this is a positive, is a very positive message here. You know, and we'll do more videos together, guys, in the future on this topic and some other topics too. And I'd even love to dive deep into some of Eddie's personal out-of-body explorations and experiences, and then have certain questions for him on future videos, so we can figure out, what is all these things that he's seeing and experiencing while out of body. Because like I've told you before, guys, we have multiple energy bodies, not just an astral body. There's not just one other body you project to. There's a lot going on. And there's just certain ones that I've predominantly went to with my consciousness, but there, I believe, after talking to Eddie, there's some other bodies that I haven't even been in, and he's projecting out to some of these other bodies and seeing certain things that I haven't even seen. So we'll dive more into that too in the future, and we'll figure out when that could work out for our schedules and stuff, Eddie.
All right, that's cool.
But anyways, thank you guys. And I'm going to, after this video is done here, I'll try to edit in that photo for you guys, just so you can see it better. If I'm not able to do that, Eddie did mention something about, what was the channel of that other person that you are?
Her name is Anne-Marie Uber, the Truth Meter. I have an interview with her on the 23rd. I think it's this Sunday, and then she's going to put them pictures on the video. So if you want to check that out on her channel, check it out. So,
and then I'll figure out how to even drop that link too and connect it to this video, for down the road, for people to click on. All right, man. Well, thanks for joining me, man.
All right. Thanks a lot. Peace.
Peace out.